Okay, if you have marked your midground and foreground and background of your design, then you are ready to transfer it on to the clay. So you need to get your design approved, and if it has a background, something way in the distance, a midground, something a little bit closer, and a foreground, something close, and you've really worked on your composition, you're going to be ready to transfer it onto the clay tile. So you're going to get it approved, and then you're going to come get a clay tile from me. All right. The first thing you might want to do is take what's called a rib and very lightly just make sure that your tile has a smooth surface to work from. Do not press hard on this. Do not put it on the angle on the side. We don't need any of that. We just need to kind of smooth it out. There's a little bit line here, but I'm not really worried about that. Okay. So you are going to be on a slab mat or on a piece of canvas, of course. You're going to have no other computers or anything at the table with you. And you are going to take your design, and first you are going to put your design on the slab mat, and you are going to cover the design with the clay. Now, there might be a couple of lines that come off or what have you, but I want you to do it that way so that when you flip it over, no, that's not going to work. Sorry, forget what I said about that. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that your design is lined up with the black edges. So you're going to have to kind of fold your paper over, okay? And fold it over this way. Make sure that it's as lined up as much as you can. It might not be exact, but you want to try to line it up as much as you can. And you're going to want to put a border, trace. What you're going to do is take a pencil, and you're going to start tracing the outlines of your design. Okay, so lightly you are going to go over each part of your design. If you press hard, then it will go through the paper. You don't necessarily want that, but you just want to press hard enough so that it's making an impression in the clay. So you're going to go over all the lines that you've drawn, including this little box here. All right, don't write F and M, or you can actually, if you want to write M and B in there, you can, because we're going to get rid of this anyway, parts of it. So we'll do one that way and see how it works out. But you are going to want to get all your lines. Make sure you're going over every line. You don't need to get the date, though, because we are going to stamp that in. Okay, so once you're sure that you have all the lines transferred in and the border, so draw the border around it too. All right, then you're going to pull up your tile, and it's going to be faint. Okay, you can't see a lot of it, but you can see that the design is there. Then what you're going to do is you're going to put your design beside it and look at the design on the paper here, and you are going to redraw it lightly with the pencil. Do not scrape too hard. This is where you're probably going to have to come in and make your own border about the width of what I've done here, but you're going to come in and make your own border here. Hold on, something's on my computer. I want to make sure it's filming. Okay, and you are going to trace every part of the design. So come in, get all the lines that you're supposed to get in there, and you're just tracing it. Now, once you have it traced, okay, if you have to move things just a little bit, all right, be sure if something didn't transfer, you just look back at your reference, okay, but you're getting your full design on your paper. Now, once you have your full design, all right, you have everything on there, and you're checking it with this, all right, now you're going to use this part as a reference. So you need to make sure now, actually, a good idea would be to now write a B on everything that was your background. Okay, you can look here at your paper to do that. Now, here's where you are going to carve out the background. So you're going to take a little carving tool, looks like this, and you are going to simply go about halfway down into the tile. So about that deep. Okay? You're not going all the way through the tile. Please do not go all the way through the tile, or we'll have to start the whole thing over. So you're going to go about halfway through the tile, and hold on. Okay. Sorry, my computer was doing some weird stuff. Okay, it was Synergy. Okay, stupid Synergy. Okay, so you are going to take your carving tool and you are going to carve out the whole background. All right, when you get to it's okay to use this hand as sort of like support if you see that your tile is bending a bit, and you just kind of pull up, and that's your scrap. Okay, you're going to come around all your details, and you're trying to get the same level on this background. So when you're carving it out, you want this to all be sort of flat. Okay, you can always use your fingers. But this is the first step. Basically, you're carving everything out of the background. Now, you might have some little fine detail parts here. All right, just try to carve it your best. And what you might end up doing, see, here is a little harder because it's a smaller part, but I'm simply just carving it out. It's okay to go back over it, but please don't go too deep. All right, and then you can come back in and kind of smooth things out if you need to. Right now, we are just carving out our background. We're not doing anything with the midground, and we're not doing anything with the foreground yet. We're just getting all the B carved away, all the background. And this is going to cause it to have some sort of dimension. This is what makes it a relief tile. So we're going to carve away everything that's B, and then the next step is I'm going to show you we're going to carve just a little bit away of the midground if you have one, and then the last step is going to be to add pieces of clay to our foreground to build it back up. But this takes a while just carving out the background, so just focus on that. When you get it carved out, you can come in with other tools and kind of smooth things out. Okay, but don't worry too much because you're going to have to, you're going to be doing some other work to this tile. But make sure you get a background carved.